All right, so that little model is modeled after the artwork on the Playfield. And now it is part of the Playfield. If you want to launch your ship, then boom, there you go. I'm Mike Dimas, and this is Pinball Shenanigans. All right, back to Mars God of War. It's been a few days since I've been at it. And last time I started populating the playfield with rubbers and lane guides. And now it is time to finish all the rubbers on the playfield. Hopefully I got all the right sizes and everything. And then install the plastics and start just kind of finishing up this playfield. That is the goal for today. See what else I can accomplish. I did Forked River tournament on Saturday. That was fun and got me some cool London Pinball stickers. And I also won a match prize, which is a Roger Sharp signed little card here from the movie Pinball, the man who saved the game. So that is pretty friggin' sweet. It is Tuesday, and that means I'll be going back to Forked River tonight to play some more pinball and drink some more beer. And I also won a $10 gift card for beer, so that'll cover a little bit of the action. Anyway, and in the meanwhile, I went to Tri-City Pinball League out in Kitchener at Nick Greenan's place, so, you know, been bouncing around doing stuff, and not a whole lot of that stuff was Mars God of War. So I have a good chunk of time today. It is like, I don't know, 2 in the afternoon. I don't have to start dealing with Forked River. Don't need to start thinking about that till, like, it starts at what, 8:30, so maybe around 7:30 I'll start getting my poop together. So I got a chunk of time. I don't know that I'll spend all of it on Mars God of War, but someone I had a couple of different people reach out to me through eBay. Someone who is also working on his Mars God of War in Australia asked about a couple circuit boards and ended up buying them, and I shipped them today, by the way. So 2 System 80 boards, a driver and a CPU, are on their way to Australia for your collection of Gottlieb machines. Sorry, I forget your name at the moment. But yeah, thanks for reaching out, and those boards are shipped to you. And someone else asked me, I think yesterday, something like, "Hello, are you Mr. Shenanigander himself?" It's cool that people are doing the math and figuring out that I am Mike Dimas. I am also Acme Video Games. I am also Pinball Shenanigans. They're tying all the pieces of the puzzle together, and yeah, it's pretty cool getting messages through eBay regarding my YouTube channel. Anyway, let's see what I can accomplish today. Hopefully I can put in a good dent. Alright, things are a little noisy. I'm multitasking yet again. Got my dirty undies and socks in the washing machine, so don't mind that. But I did get the machine rubbered. These are the new flipper rubbers. I'm just sticking them on there temporarily. I will be changing these 2 Bally flipper bats at a minimum to the proper Gottlieb style, because Gottlieb uses like thinner rubbers and Bally uses thicker rubbers. You can put the thinner rubbers on the Bally flipper bats, but these rubbers are not designed for these flipper bats, and these flipper bats are not designed for this machine. So I gotta remedy that. So here is all the translucent and transparent rubbers, a little bit of a combination. Translucent, transparent. If you look real close, you can see the difference. But I just used what I got, the rubber kit from the Drapple store. Did appear to have all the correct rubbers that I needed. I did use a couple transparent ones though from my own stash. So it's a collage of, it's a bit of a mix of both. Anyway, was able to get everything rubbered as it should. I wasn't missing anything. Let's see what it looks like with the Playfield on. Looks pretty good. So, is it safe to throw on all my plastics now? Or am I going to want access to stuff? I did adjust every switch on the top side, so they should all be good. Some gameplay will be the true test of that. But those are all cleaned and adjusted. So I think maybe I will just throw on the plastics. I'll pick the best from what I've got. And yeah, that'd be nice to get that done. So plastics next. All right, I have all my plastics sorted. So I've got multiple options in some instances. I thought I was gonna have to potentially bake some plastics flat, but I've got a nice flat one of these. This top one is the best out of these three. This one's broken, but fortunately I have, that one's scratched. Oh, laundry's finally shut up. That one's good. This looks like maybe the best out of these three, except might have to touch up that spot. But I've got options. Center plastic is almost fully intact. I may want to touch up that black there too. Worst comes to worst, I could stack these two potentially, except I would need a longer, I don't know if that might be too thick for the hardware. And then I've got a few of these guys. One was pretty warped. I think this is the one that came on my machine. So I don't have to do any baking today, yay, because that one's a little bit warped. That one's, maybe this is the best one. And also, I think I'm going to use the red original rubber rings that came with the machine in a new rubber kit, rather than the silicone ones. The silicone ones are a little more orangey and they're a little thinner, I find. And they just stretch too much around the flipper bat. So I think I'm gonna go with these instead. I think I'm gonna like that better. But yeah, so I'm gonna clean up some plastics and be right back. All right, plastics are installed. The original flipper rubbers are installed. I just like them better. The little tube dude here, I should figure out how to activate it so you can see the lights. Let's see, what would activate the tube? Haha, there we go. Yeah. So that says, hey, you should shoot me. First tube shot. I have the volume turned down. And I also do not have any of the plastics actually secured. I was just kind of just dry fitting for now. Did my machine freeze up on me, or is everybody happy? No? Okay, we're good. I don't think it's locked up on me since I swapped CPUs, so you'll notice there's a lot less stuff over here now. Things are starting to come together, so I think I might even install the apron. And then I can start working on some flaky light bulbs, because there's a bunch of those. And who knows, maybe even start rebuilding these flippers. Okay, I'm just starting to put on my white post caps here. I'm gonna have to put on something a little more secure, something that will thread on, so like the nylon ones on here, because the ball will just hit that and pop these rubbers right off. But check this out. My touch-up looks pretty good there, and oh, look, I missed a spot. Okay, well, I may not bother with that because it kind of just looks like a star in the galaxy there. But anyway, so that worked out. little touch-ups. So I just need a few nylon post caps for the center, and I think that is it. So, oh yeah, I gotta screw this guy in too. My undies are now in the dryer, so you're gonna have to listen to the dryer for a bit. Next mission is going to be just making this slingshot mech better, because it is sticky. Even though I took it apart, cleaned it, and did all the good stuff to it. But I didn't realize it at the time, but it was also pointed out to me by a couple keen-eyed fellow shenaniganders that this bracket is actually from an old electromechanical machine. Maybe another Gottlieb, probably another Gottlieb. Well, look, you know what? I forgot. I only put in 2 of my 4 screws on this side because I wasn't sure if I was going to have to take this apart for the 10th time, but I think I finally have this one good. But as you can see, the coil stop is not the same variety. It is riveted in, whereas this one's like screwed in. I have a couple other proper stops here. So I'm going to change that out. And there's my other 2 screws. I'm going to install those. And then before I jump ahead and do all the fun play testing stuff, there's still a couple tweaks I got to do. You know, I may not tackle the flippers just yet, because that could potentially be a major job. But I might possibly at least swap the flipper bats. I don't know. If I start taking stuff apart, then I might as well do the whole thing. But yeah, so I want to do some other, you know, tear off the band-aid type missions before I go to the fun playtesting mission. Okay, there's not really a whole lot of difference between the EM variety and the solid state variety of these brackets, except you can see the coil stop. A little tapered here, it's a little different, it's flat. But anyway, I brought it back to original, and it's feeling pretty good, so hopefully it actually performs like that in gameplay, so we'll find that out soon. So I think next I'm going to tackle whatever flaky bulbs there are. This M, I think that needs a new socket, but also check this out. I've got this spring brake parts Playfield. Well, it's actually just more for decoration. Doesn't have a whole lot of parts, but it does have the same sockets if I wanted to borrow some of those, because I don't think I have any of these single tab sockets. And where are the rollovers? Right here. I had some flaky rollovers on Mars God of War. This is the exact style sockets on spring brake, so if needed I could use those. And worst comes to worst, I have maybe 2 tab varieties of new sockets and just don't use the one. So time to repair any flaky bulbs. Okay, I stole a socket off of the spring brake Playfield. I don't normally use used sockets, but I thought it would just be fun to try. And I have installed it, but I'll show you my little other hack that I do for installing sockets. You can see the L portion of this socket is broken off. Well, I cut it off with the side cutters, like so, while it was on the Playfield. And for extra leverage, I use my channel locks to actually squeeze the crap out of that to bust this off. Then I take the new socket, in this case used, and I slide it underneath the remaining piece. See, it's got the old socket, like that little portion of the L there with the hole in it. So I just slip that underneath and then swap the wire. That way you don't have to worry about desoldering and resoldering the ground braid to the new lamp socket. It's just compression fit. You tighten that screw up nice and tight and it goes nice and smooth, because soldering back there is awkward. I mean, maybe if I had this on a rotisserie, that would be a different story, but... So, I don't know if that socket, the used one's any good, but... Well, we're gonna find out, eh? Seems pretty stable, so... There we go. Lamp hack installed. Now I'm gonna see if there's any other flaky bulbs and then report back. Oh yay, isn't this fun? Gottlieb's lamp test, which also tests solenoids. Now I gotta hit the start button to run it for another 60 seconds or else it'll stop. So it starts off with a couple relays, trying all general illumination. Then we go into that mode. But at the moment, I only see one light bulb that's out. This guy here. So I might just deal with that guy and then might be done. Well, this hopefully will be an easy fix. I forgot that I had run out of red light bulbs, so I didn't stick one in this special. Now I've got a replenished stash of LEDs, and hopefully, yeah, there we go. Nice and easy. So maybe all of my lamp sockets are now good. So, oh, wait a minute. No, yeah, okay. Think I'm good to go for now, and until I start play testing and see any other flaky bulbs, I'm gonna call that good. All right, let's actually test this slingshot. See if it is working properly. All right, don't use stick. Oh, that was good. All right, I think that guy is happy. Sweet. How about the other side? It should be good, but never actually tested it with a ball with rubber. Oh, wait. No. Some slings are better than others, but as long as it's slinging and not sticking, that's all I care. Like, the softer of a hit, the softer it's going to sling. If I hit it hard, it is also going to sling soft. Oh yeah. It depends, I guess, where you hit the ball. If it's in the middle of the rubber, it's not really forcing those contacts closed too well. Anyway, I think maybe I need to clean those switches a little better or adjust them a little closer, because it is a little bit weak, but that is minor. All right, I got my center plastic on. I'm using the metal variety. I think they just gonna be on there nice and secure. I'm happy with the look. And I put on Lexan washer under here and under here just to kind of help preserve the plastic. Should almost go with a thicker variety, but it should be good. Yeah, that's good. All right, I have begun flipper bat surgery. Took out the shaft, removed the old Bally bat. Is that cracked? Yep, that is garbage. Reuse this guy here, the boot and shaft. Then I've got an old Gottlieb flipper bat. Looks like different boot and shaft altogether, but cleaned up the bat pretty good. It's not perfect, but I'll add the rubber, add a screw, and Bob should be your uncle. And there you have it. New, used Gottlieb flipper bat. All right, this is the bottom flippers. I gotta clean the bat a little bit on that side, but they are, I think, aligned very well. And I'm just, well, I just finished cleaning and adjusting the end of stroke switches. I filed them with a little mini file. The switch stack was all whack. It was like twisted. This top switch was not in line with the bottom switch, so cleaned and adjusted these guys, or filed, I guess you would say. So I think those guys, I'll test those out and see how they behave, and if they need anything further, then I will address it then. But I should also, yeah, just tighten up all these flipper bracket screws just to firm everything up as well. And then I'll move on to these guys. Flipper brackets are all tightened up, and then I noticed we're missing a coil stop screw. So good thing I investigate everything thoroughly, because that can happen on the regular. Those ones are there. Those ones are there. Like, I don't know how many pieces of hardware I've been missing between drop target banks and miscellaneous screws and whatnot, but yeah, it's a good thing to check. All right, the surgery on flipper bat number 2 went very well. This is actually a used bat, but it is pretty minty, cleaned up, very nice. And here's the old Bally bat that can go in the used pile. Oops, or not. All right, time to install this guy. All right, I have adjusted and tweaked and dealt with all the flippers. I stuck in the apron. I haven't screwed it in yet, because I think it's time for playtest time. But this is how everything's looking. Getting near the finish line. Wow. Knock on Mars God of War cabinet. But we are getting there. I'll save this for like the grand finale, the whole back glass thing. That third display is a little bit duller than the rest. I may charge it up and see if that resolves it. Sometimes it'll charge up nice and bright, but then it'll lose its brightness after a while. So I got my pen and paper ready to go. Ooh, you know what? I think this top pop bumper on a slow rolling ball may not trigger. So let's turn up the volume and do a little play test. Let's see, did I turn it up or down? Okay. So I'll set up the tripod, bust out the pen, and see how this first play test goes. Oh, okay. I was just going to say the background noise was a little bit annoying, but I'm not going to worry about the score right now. I just want to focus on the Playfield. There's quite a bit of glare from the back glass LEDs, but oh well. Oh, that's the first test. See if these flippers, A, that they work. That's pretty sweet. B, they feel pretty damn good. And C, they're pretty darn aligned, so that's awesome. This apron is just a little bit buckled, and I don't have it screwed in, so it's going to pop out from time to time. Okay, first play test. Since it's been refurbished, let's see what we need to add to the list. Obviously sound, we knew that from the beginning. Nice, I love that. Top pop bumper, popping it right into that attack shot. You can see why those friggin' center drop targets and plastic just get destroyed. Here, I'm gonna write something down here. Let's just double check our upper flipper coils to make sure they are correct. Upper flipper coils. Because, you know, I think one of them was replaced, and it's all 4 are the same, but you think you could potentially get away with a little bit weaker solenoids on the upper flippers, but maybe not. I guess there is a reason that all the friggin' Mars God of War center plastics are pretty much destroyed, and drop targets. basically everything seems to be going pretty good. Okay, want to roll over the lights up top when they are lit. You always got to figure out if it's rollover light or rollover dark. This is rollover light. That was a quick battle. Oh, it's fun end of game sound. I don't see any bulbs that are out. My M is still holding strong. No crashing of the CPU. Yeah, that top right pop bumper might want a slight adjustment. No flipper hop on that left side. That's pretty nice. Don't do it to me. How's this flipper for pop? Okay, how do I lock my balls again? Oh yeah, drop targets. Oh my god. Well, if I had the glass on, I probably wouldn't have lost that ball. Jumped over pretty much everything. Yeah, I can feel the black holishness of this game. I mean, they were both created in the same era, so... Oh! What is happening? Oh, I locked a ball. That was a fun animation and light show. So, top right area is ready for a lock. I just need the ramp. Or, I like that there's a few ways to get that shot. I can try and just fluke it in up there. Uh-oh. Off the pop bumper, maybe. Oh, all the drop targets. Okay, so now no. I still got another ball. Don't I? It says ball in play too. What the hell's happening? Did I tilt? Interesting. Well, that was just maybe because I lost my ball, I have to relock my ball, so that was the we're kicking your ball out of the lock music and sounds. Alright, let's see if I can lock up some balls. The background pitch is changing, which is kind of fun. Oh, come on now. Okay, right saucer. Ooh. Oh, that was a complete fluke. I will take that. Shoot. Stargate. Okay. Stargate ramp wants me to hit it. I really want to hit it. I don't think I hit it yet. If I did, I wasn't paying attention. Okay, I keep going early. Go later. No, I already locked the ball in there. Okay, here we go. Almost. Just get it right in between. Can I alley pass? Yep, alley pass to the bounce pass to the drain. Boo. Oh yeah, this is the just releasing your ball animation. The battle is over. Well, I gotta say I'm pretty thrilled about the progress today. I might just have to call that a night. I still got a little time before Forked River action, but it'll leave me enough time to have some dinner and then go head out. But I'm gonna do some more tweaking possibly, but this episode is over, and I imagine there won't be too many more episodes left. I do gotta get the soundboard fixed, or try and fix it myself, or try this soundboard that Kurt from St. Thomas traded me. So there's still some puttering around to be doing, of course, and but that's enough progress for one night. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Okay, a little bit of bonus footage. I'm just cleaning up my mess here, and these coasters were made by Greg Martin, and he sent them to me, and I just had them on my fridge, which you couldn't see them displayed, so I used an old back glass lift channel, stuck them in there, and boom, now I can display these somewhere where they can actually be seen. So thanks again, Greg Martin, for the awesome coasters, handmade. Okay, I found a spot that works. Oh, don't mind my laundry. Check this out. Oh yeah, and if you want to use a coaster, you totally can. You just yoink it off and use it. So it's functional and artistic. All right, more bonus coverage. I just can't stop puttering around here. So this apron is now installed, and I use 3 brand new wood screws here to very much secure this apron in place. And I think that's why they occasionally get warped. It's because you're lifting this up, and that is a heavy load. But now that is all happy and loving my custom apron cards. So just tidying up the table, and I ran into this mod that Kurt from St. Thomas custom made. So I cut this little rectangular piece of Lexan. I drilled in 3 holes. Then I drilled a hole right here, and I will show you what my plans are for this. I'm just gonna install a couple screws and I'll be right back. All right, so that little model is modeled after the artwork on the Playfield, and now it is part of the Playfield. If you want to launch your ship, then boom, there you go. Okay, I'm still puttering around an hour later. I decided to test my stash of displays, and I was testing them, and they were pretty much all dead, and I figured I must have been doing something wrong. So I'll show you an example here. This display I tested not long ago. As you can see, it is completely dead. Alright, so I will show you what I have done to revitalize a display or two. I actually changed this display out. It was just a little bit funky, so now all 4 displays are great. Also, I found out that the connector was just a little bit intermittent, so I pushed in all the wires one by one on all the connectors, and that made it rock solid. So I don't know, I was using this display to test all the displays, so who knows how many of those were connector related and how many were actually display related. So now I'm using number 1 display to rule out that completely. But one moment. So on the bench here, someone's note says that this display is actually working. And you know what, it might have been at the time, but maybe it just needs a little charge. See, there's my notes, dead. But after doing 10 displays and marking every single one of them dead, except for 2 that I marked as faint, I figured there must be something else going on here. So this is a 12-volt power supply. I'm going to plug this in like so. Hey, these filaments are not lighting up on this one, so this one might actually truly be dead. Okay, well, let me grab a different dead display. Okay, here's another one that I marked dead. Tested and not working. So taking 12 volts, and I heard you're supposed to put the positive on this far left pin and negative on this far right pin, but I've done it backwards before, and I don't know if that's good or bad. But okay, we're plugged in now, and now you can see we're cooking with elements now. So I'm going to leave that on for about 20 seconds or so and see if we can bring this guy back from the dead. All right, I let that guy cook for about 20 seconds or so. Let's see if I can Lazarus this guy. Hey, what do you know? See that? Literally was marked dead, but came back to life. So this trick is usually used to brighten up your displays, but you can literally bring them back from the dead. So the only thing is, how long will this last? Will it stay bright forever? Or if I try it out in a week, will it be dead again? So I'm going to mark this as working and then test it again in, I don't know, a day or 2 days or something and see if it's still good. But by the time I'm done with this, I'll have tested all my displays, and all the displays in this machine will now be solid.